Hi, I'm Callum, and this is the March mobility session. So, we're back with another mobility session, and today's session is going to focus on spinal mobility. So, if you're feeling like you're finishing the day with a sore back, or maybe you go through some of the sessions, and at the end of the sessions, the muscles around the back and into the spine feel a bit stiff, well, this session is going to be just for you. So, everything that we do today is going to be looking at improving mobility around the spine. Other than that, there's no more information needed. We're going to jump straight into the first exercise of today's session. So we're going to start off today's session by stretching out through the neck, then moving down into the thoracic spine. So we're going to just have the hands down by the side, making sure that we are gently set up so the knees softly bent, tall up through the spine, shoulder blades back and down, pelvis is a neutral, cores engaged. Just try and stay aware of this position here. Don't allow these parts of the body to move, because we then take away some of the stretch that we're trying to achieve into the neck. So holding that position, then I want you to take a nice deep breath in, and with the breath out, bring the chin down into the neck and roll it onto the chest. When the chin reaches the chest, we're going to breathe in, stacking back up through the neck, lifting up, tall up through the spine, not going into extension, just going into that neutral spine position. And from here again, breathing out slowly, chin tucks in and rolls down onto the neck. Breathing in, stacking back up again, nice and tall, with that cord stretching at the top of the head. 3 more to go. Breathing out. Keep those shoulder blades back as we drop the head down onto the neck and onto the chest. Breathing in, stacking back up. I want you to emphasize tucking the chin into the neck first, and then rolling the chin down the neck. And what this does is stops us from reaching the head forwards. Because when we reach the head forwards, we're not getting that much of a stretch into the neck. We're putting a lot of pressure across the backs of the shoulders. 2 more to go. Breathing out. And breathing in. Last one. Stacking back up, nice and tall. Breathe out. Drop the ear down towards the shoulder this time. Breathe in, lifting up into the middle, tall through the spine, and breathing out to the opposite side. Again, we're going to just keep working through reps of this. Breathe out as we work into the stretch. Breathe in as we lift back up into the starting position. We're also trying to make sure, like we did before, that the shoulders aren't moving. So as we go from one side across the other, there shouldn't be any lifting on any side of the body. Breathe into the middle and breathing out. Nice slow breaths out, dropping that head down. We're going to go through one last one on each side. And breathing out, drop the ear down to the shoulder. From here, tuck the chin into the neck. Breathing out, the head rolls across the chest. And breathe in, lifting up through the opposite side. Stacking up into the middle, tall through the spine. And then breathing out, switching directions. The ear drops down, the chin tucks in. And when the chin goes past the middle of the chest, that's when we start to take the breath in and stack back up into the middle. 4 to go. So really slow movements. We're breathing out as we drop the head down. And then as soon as we start to circle back up again, breathing in, lifting back up. Stay aware of that shoulder position. Don't allow the shoulders to drop forwards. And breathing out. Superb. Last 2 to go. Lifting up and breathing out, dropping down. So from one side to the other and then back again. That's 1 rep. So we've got 1 last one to go. Breathing out, nice and slowly. Rolling the head. Breathe in, lifting up. And switching back across 1 final time. And back into the middle. So the neck should now feel nice and loose. We can move into the thoracic spine. So keeping the hips as still as possible. Because if we shift the hips from side to side, then it's this area here that's moving and we're not actually stretching out this part of the body. So really work on keeping the hips still. Engage that core, keep the pelvis tucked back. Deep breath in and then breathing out into the side bend. Breathe in, back into the center, hand down by the side and breathing out, switching across the other side. Nice, slow push of the hand, reaching across. So we're trying to open up through the ribs. Squeezing down on one side, the other side opens up with the breath out. Breathe in and breathing out. 3 more to go on each side. So really work on keeping those hips still. Make sure the knees stay softly bent as well, that will help. 2 more to go on each side, breathing in and breathing out. So you're seeing everything so far is really focusing in on getting that spine moving. Last one to go on each side, breathe into the middle and then breathing out. Into the middle, breath in and slowly releasing with the breath out. Back into the middle. We're going to keep the shoulder blades down the back, keeping the hips facing still, so try not to allow any rotation of the hips. We're going to bring the arms in line with the shoulders. Deep breath in, breathe out. Pull one hand to the chest and reach that hand back as far as you can without the hips twisting towards that hand that's moving. Breathe in, we're going to bring the hand back forwards, breathing out, switching hands each time. Breathing in and breathing out. In and out. 3 more to go on each side. So I want you to imagine you've got a set of headlights coming off the front of the hips. And those headlights are keeping the hips facing forward, so you don't want any swaying of those lights from side to side. The head can follow the hand, but make sure the hips stay facing forwards. Last one to go on each side. Breathe in as we bring the hands forwards, and breathing out as we twist back. Bringing the hands back to the middle, placing the hands down onto the hips. We're going to go nice and wide through both legs, turning one foot out to the side, keeping the hips again facing as forward as possible. A little bit of a bend in the knees, arms in line with the shoulders, toward up through the spine, pelvis tucked back, core engaged. So we're going to bend this knee that's turned out, taking the hips across. So deep breath in and breathing out. Breathe in and out. So with these next 3 reps, as we bend the knee across to this foot, we're going to also swing the arm around, keeping the hips facing forwards, bringing the chest towards where the arms are. Breathing in and breathing out. So now just twisting through the spine. Last one to go. Back into the middle, hands on the hips, turning that foot facing forwards, taking the other foot out to the side, squaring off with the hips, knees softly bent. Arms in line with the shoulders. Filling the lungs with a deep breath in and breathing out, just bending that front knee. Shifting the weight across. Breathe in, pushing back. Breathe out. Breathe in. And now starting to go with the twist. Breathe out. Bringing the hand and the chest round, trying to keep the hips facing forwards. Breathe in. 2 more to go. And out. Last one. Back into the middle, hands on the hips, feet turned around. What we're going to do now is just bring ourselves to the back of the mat. So we're going to work through the roll up. So a nice slow stretch of the spine. We've just worked through the neck, the thoracic spine, a little bit of trying to keep the hips stable and rotating the spine. We're now going to get a full stretch from top to bottom through the spine. So feet together, toes turned out, heels turned out, knees softly bent. Pushing the head up so we're nice and tall through the spine, shoulder blades back and down. Pelvis is in neutral, core engaged. Nice deep breath in now. Filling the lungs, feeling the ribs expand out to the side, and then breathing out, chin tucks into the neck, down onto the chest. The shoulders start to roll forwards, and then does the middle back. Rounding through the lower back. All the way down, bringing the hands onto the floor, and at the bottom, keeping that chin tucked in so we're still completely rounded through the spine. We're going to hold at the bottom for a deep breath in. So fully expanding the lungs. And then breathing out now, starting to stack all the way back up to the top. Starting with the lower back, the middle of the spine, shoulder blades go back and down, the chest lifts up, The chin lifts away from the chest onto the neck and away from the neck, going up tall through the spine. 2 more to go. Deep breath in and breathing out. Chin tucks in, shoulders roll, middle of spine rounds, lower back. Keeping those knees softly bent and the arms just like a dead weight underneath the chest. Deep breath in at the bottom. And breathing out, stacking all the way back up as slow as possible. Nice and tall. Shoulder blades back and down. Chin lifts up. It's all up through the spine. Deep breath in. And breathing out. Last one now. So we're going to bring ourselves down towards the floor. Maintaining the rounded position. Just holding here for 2 deep breaths. Slowly releasing that breath out. Feeling the spine relax deeper with each breath. Deep breath in. And breathing out. And then with the breath in next time, what we're going to do is walk the hands down the mat. So breathing in, keeping that stability. Place the knees onto the floor. Keep walking the hands. Place the elbows down. Straighten the legs. The hips, the belly, and the ribs are all going to go down onto the floor. So from here, all we're going to do is just gently rock the hips from side to side. So we should have a nice, loose lower back. A little bit of breathing, so breathing in and out. So from here, we're going to bring the elbows in. Slide the hands forward so the elbows are underneath the shoulders. Chin tucked in, shoulder blades pulled back. And now just straightening up through the spine. So we're feeling a stretch through that lower back. What we need to do now is just work through a few deep breaths. So we're going to take a nice deep breath in, push the ribs wide. Feel that tension in that abdominal area increase, and then we're going to just let go of the breath out. So opening the mouth wide. With that method of breathing, we can really quickly loosen off whatever muscles we're feeling tight in the body. So let's go through that again. Deep breath in, force those ribs wide. And then opening the mouth nice and wide, just letting go of the breath. And you feel that lower back release off. Hips sink deeper into the floor. This position becomes more and more comfortable. And again, deep breath in. Slowly releasing that breath out this time. 2 breaths to go. And that lower back now is really starting to release off. Final deep breath in. And then with the breath out, letting go and dropping the chest back down. Forehead onto the floor. Bringing the hands back so in line with the ribs. What we're going to do with those hands is now push into the floor. Bring the chest up. The hips come away from the floor and we push the hips right the way back, all the way to the heels. Drop the head down onto the floor, keeping the arms reaching out in front. We're going to stretch those hands towards the end of the mat. Don't allow the hips to go forward, so we should feel a nice little stretch underneath the arms, so into the lat muscles. Bit of a stretch through the spine. Holding here, deep breathing. Now from there, we're going to bring the hands back all the way to the toes. Relax the backs of the shoulders. Again, we're just holding here for some deep breaths. So we started off the session actually working through some more mobility exercises where we're actually moving through each exercise. For a lot of this now, whilst we're on the floor, we're going to just finish off with some nice, still, static stretches, holding for at least 30 seconds. So whilst we're here, just really tuning on the breathing, deep breaths in, slow breaths out. 5 seconds to go. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands underneath the shoulders, push into the floor, bringing the head up. We're going to walk the hands forwards, so the hips are over the knees. Hands are underneath the shoulders, toes tucking underneath. We're going to hold this position here. Take a deep breath in, breathe out, push the hips up into the air. And we're reaching the head between the arms, trying to find somewhere we can get with straight knees. So that means taking the feet back a little bit, locking the knees out and pushing a bit further. That's fine. So we're trying to go as straight as possible through the legs. So if you're struggling with the feet close, straighten the knees, just walk them back a little bit. Again, holding here. We're going to hold here for another 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the knees down. Nice and tall through the spine. Make sure you maintain alignment through the pelvis. Take a deep breath in and breathing out, pushing the hips up. Reaching knees back, pushing the heels down. And we're going to just pedal between both legs. So one knee goes forwards, the other one straightens. And then just keep switching between legs. So one heel lifts right the way up, the other one pushes down. So you should be feeling a really nice stretch through that calf muscle. And with each pedal that we do, the heel comes closer to the floor. Superb. 5 to go. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Dropping the knees down, hands underneath the shoulders. Working into a bit of rotation again. So from the 4-point kneeling position, we're going to just bring our focus back to the setup. So chin tucked in, pulling the head back, tall through the spine. Shoulder blades are tightened down the back. Just finding neutral pelvis. Holding this position. And now what we're going to do is place one hand on the floor underneath the chest with the palm facing up towards the chest. The other hand nice and firm into the floor where it started. So now let's take a deep breath in. And with the breath in, we're going to bring the arm right the way up. Reach up towards the sky. And then with the breath out, feeding that hand between the other hand and the knee, dropping the shoulder down all the way to the point where you feel that stretch through the back of the shoulder. Breathe in, pushing the hand into the floor, open up with the chest, and breathing out, threading through. 3 to go. Trying to keep the hips facing towards the floor. The head can follow where the hand goes. Last 2. And final one. Placing that hand back down onto the floor underneath the shoulder. Switching hands. Now the other hand is going to start on the floor. The back of the hand on the mat. Breathe in. Open up. Reaching that hand up towards the sky. And breathing out. Threading between the other hand and the knee. 4 more reps. Breathing in on the way up. And breathing out on the way down. Threading through. Super. Last rep to go. And we're going to bring ourselves just back into the middle. So from this position, bring the hands both into the middle, overlap both hands. Push the hips back to the heels, chin tucks in, pelvis tucks back. And we're going to walk the hands across to the left hand side. The right hand is going to overlap the left hand, gripping just below the little finger. And we're holding here for 15 seconds, feeling that stretch through the side of the body. When we take a deep breath in, what we feel is those ribs expand, a bit of a deeper stretch, and then just slowly let go of that breath out. So we're going to maintain this position, keep working through those deep breaths. So 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Releasing out the stretch, bringing the hands across to the opposite side now, to the right hand side. The left hand reaches across over the top of that right hand. Again, just holding here for 15 seconds, feeling that stretch through the side of the body. Using those deep breaths, breathing in. Feeling those ribs expand and slowly releasing that breath out. And that's 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bringing your hands back into the middle. Pushing into the floor again, dropping the head down onto the floor, chin tucked in, pelvis tucked back. And to finish off the session, we're going to just reach the fingertips back to the toes and hold child's pose now for the last 30 seconds. Relax tension in the back of the shoulders. Deep breaths in, slow releases of the breath out. So with each breath out, we're just feeling the backs of the shoulders release. The fronts of the shoulders are dropping down closer to the floor, allowing the body to relax. If you find this uncomfortable into the knees, you can just reach the hands forward and push yourself up into a cat stretch. Last 10 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands underneath the shoulders, gently pushing into the floor, bringing yourself up nice and slowly, swinging the legs round and bringing yourself into a seated position. And that brings you to the end of today's session. So well done on completing that session. As I said at the beginning, the whole session was going to be very focused on spinal mobility. So you've got a great session there now to use if you're feeling tight through the back, and you can use this at any point through the day and repeat this as many times as you like. But well done on completing the session. I hope you enjoyed it and you found it relaxing. Look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care.